Dad Pod here. Hey, I'm listening to a podcast right now, Joe Rogan specifically, and this is the second time he's brought up that he's going to have a guest on here in the next day or so, talking about UBI, Universal Basic Income. And this is something I've thought about a lot, and so I just want to throw this out there kind of ahead of time, basically because I feel like I would have fallen into this trap several years ago. And that trap is thinking about where wealth comes from and, more importantly, what wealth even is. So basically, when I hear people talk about UBI, Universal Basic Income, they're always looking at wealth with how much money you have. And not how I think it should be thought of is what your money actually buys. So to illustrate this point and why I think UBI would be completely pointless and actually make people more poor, a thought experiment. So imagine that you're in JRE studios, that's a closed economy, and the only money in existence is $10. Joe Rogan has 8 of those dollars, and Jamie has 2. In that closed economy, there's only one thing that can be purchased, and that's this pin. Both Joe and Jamie want this pin. How much does that pin cost, you might ask? Well, they both want it. Jamie only has $2. Imagine for a second that there's no nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, anything like that. So he says, hey, I'll give $2, Jared, for your pin. Joe says, whoa, hold on. I also want that pin. I'll give you $3. So the cost of this pin is $3. Wish I had my thing to hold my phone. My hand's getting shaky. But let's imagine that in this closed economy, we have UBI come to the rescue and try to make things more fair. So we give everybody an extra $5. All right, so now there's $20 in this economy. But Jamie only has $7, and now Joe Rogan has $13. How much is this pin? It's $8. So that's all that's been added to the economy is more money. There's not more things to buy, okay? So until you come up with more pins, nobody in the room is wealthier by giving them more money. The only way you can end poverty and make people better off is to make more resources for them to buy. Because imagine for a second that we're back in this world where there's only $15 and only this pin. Nobody's wealthier, like I said. But the people that have more money, it doesn't actually impact anything at all. Still the same person is able to buy the resources before the person that has less resources. But what you do see is the cost of the pin went up. So living expenses went up. To get the same amount of resources, you had to pay more money. Who does that impact? Hurts the poor people in the middle class. Go back into this economy where there's more things to purchase besides just a pen. We've got food, gas, houses, electricity, all of these things. If the expense and the cost of everything gradually goes up, that hurts the middle class because they're the ones most likely to have a savings account, okay? Wealthy people, people that have lots and lots of money, they don't just have millions of dollars sitting in a bank account somewhere. They've got it locked into assets that can weather the storm of inflationary time periods. When costs are going up, their net worth is also going up because the cost of the things that they own, their house, their cars, all of those things are also inflating at the same time. People that have their savings, their retirement locked into a savings account, which is really not a good idea, by the way, they lose purchasing power because we've inflated the currency by introducing more money into the mix. Now, a lot of people would say, UBI wouldn't be paid for with, inflationary type tactics. It would be done with taxes. Well, I would like to see the math on that. I don't understand how you can tax everybody and then shuffle it back around and give everybody their money back. Where does tax money, where does it come from? It's got to come from somewhere. It's coming from the people that are going to be recipients of the UBI. So how does that make anybody better off? Doesn't make any sense to me. The only way you could make people better off in theory, that's stuck back in the mindset of more money is more wealth, would be to produce more money. Federal Reserve cranking up the printing machine or adding more digital credits into what money is available. That's where the inflation comes from. That's how everything becomes inflated in cost. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I've been running up and down stairs most of the day. But anyway, just wanted to pop in. I'll be interested to hear Joe's podcast with, I forget the guy's name, talking about UBI. But I have a feeling they'll be talking about UBI entirely from the perspective that wealth is measured in how much money you have, not in what you can buy with the money you have. Again, the only way you can have any kind of an impact on what people can purchase, what's available to be purchased, is to produce more things to be purchased. You can't just wave a magic wand, shuffle some money around, and expect there to be 2 pins when there's only one in existence. You want to create more wealth, produce more products. That's it. Bye.